So everybody, welcome. If you have not met me before, I'm Kim Conway, and I'm a Discover Your Soul coach and medium who helps you with believing in yourself, your intuition, and your life purpose so that you can really be excited about who you are and what you are doing. And today I am joined with a beautiful colleague, friend, and she was sometimes my student. And it's so exciting when I see a student step out into the field. And her name is Freedom. She's right here in the Zoom screen. Give a little wave, Freedom.
Hello.
And Freedom is a beautiful person, intuitive medium, and she also practices and helps people with breath work. And you're all here today for learning about the breath work. And one of the things as I was researching today that I really found quite profound is that the first thing that we need to do every day, helping us through every situation, is breathe correctly. Yet we just don't do it. And we're really making our lives so much harder because of the ways that we breathe. We take at least 20,000 breaths a day. And most of the time, we're doing it incorrectly and in ways that are just making us more tired, more stressed, more anxious. So, by learning some breath work and simple breathing techniques and incorporating that into your daily life, you can help yourself feel less stressed, sleep better, have better energy. And what I love is really just help yourself connect deeper within yourself, deeper maybe into what you might call your heart, your soul. Find that wisdom and find that inner peace. So that is why we're doing this today. I also have a background as a social worker and psychotherapist. And in my psychotherapy practice, I've been using breathing techniques with clients for years. So as Freedom and I got to know each other more and more, and I realized that she's deep within learning and practicing and using and teaching breath work, I was like, oh my gosh, we have to do this together. So I give you a huge welcome, Freedom. I'm so happy to be with you today. And to get us started, Freedom, can you just tell us really what is the difference between just breathing and actual breath work? Like how are those things distinguished from one another?
I did not realize there was a healthier way to breathe. I was just very shallow. I held my breath all the time. And I came across Wim Hof breath work in a workshop. And I went to the workshop not knowing anything at all. And they had us timing how many breaths we took in a minute. The number everyone else said, I don't know, 10. I think I said 46. It was, and I realized, wow, like I didn't know there was a better way. So no wonder I was super high strung, super
Mm-hmm.
just go, 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 and anxious. And so it
Mm-hmm.
changed my life for the better, 100,000% when I learned how to breathe.
Yeah. I mean, that's a profound difference in number just when you were comparing yourselves to other people there.
Massive
It's like a
difference.
wake-up call. I wonder if just for a moment we should just have everybody just notice their breath. Maybe we should just be silent for about 30 seconds and don't control your breath. Just notice it. Notice how you're breathing. Notice what parts of your body are moving as you're breathing. So I know when I do that with people in therapy, they feel their shoulders moving, they feel their chest moving. They don't feel a big sense of an inhalation or an exhalation. It's very what we call shallow. Did anyone kind of just notice that? The movement more of the upper body. and the chest. And you guys, we're a small group, so feel free to unmute yourselves, okay? Yeah, so I saw Tara was shaking her head, Elaine was shaking her head. Anyone else noticing anything like that with their breathing?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So exactly what Freedom was just talking about, right? The shallow breathing. So Freedom, what what is shallow breathing exactly? Like when we're saying that to everybody, what does that actually mean?
It's keeping it in your breathing just barely enough into your chest. Um,
Mhm.
and then a lot of breath holding. I when I started to pay attention, I held my breath all the time. I just didn't breathe. I didn't breathe deep. I didn't breathe through my nose. I had allergies anyway, so big mouth breather, and it's like just gulping air,
Yeah,
not really breathing.
yeah, yeah. Um, I love that phrase, like gulping air. It just reminds me of like when if I'm really hungry, like I'll eat so fast that I don't experience it. So like we're breathing in that same way so much of the time. And I wonder, even just like as women, especially, um, who here has like aches and pains in your neck and your shoulders and your upper back, right? A lot of women struggle with that. I do too. And we're using all of those muscles for breathing when actually that's not really how our body is physiologically meant to be breathing, is it, Freedom?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So what are we meant to be using when we're breathing rather than the upper shoulders and upper back?
So when you look at how the lungs are shaped, they're smaller and they get wider near the bottom, and that's where our diaphragm is. So when you start to breathe all the way into your belly and feel your belly move out, you start to breathe more efficiently, and most of the alveoli are at the bottom of the lungs. And so you have a much better and more efficient exchange between the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. So you calm your body down because your body isn't struggling with the gulping and the shallow and the breath hold. So you just become more efficient and more calm when you breathe into the belly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So everyone just take one breath. It doesn't have to be a deep breath. And just notice what your body did on the inhale. Did your belly move in with the inhale or out? Elaine says in.
But I felt a sigh when I released it.
Mm,
It
yeah.
expands.
It's most common that people breathe their belly in on the in breath. But Freedom, what would be a more effective thing to be doing with our belly and our diaphragm on the inhale?
It's really hard when you get started, and I was very frustrated in the beginning.
Mhm.
But if you just set the intention to breathe in through your nose and try to send it to your belly, you can keep your hand there. And if you just take time to do this every day, eventually you'll do it. It will become natural. When you breathe in, you want to just breathe and feel the belly come out.
Mhm. So when
And
you're inhaling, the belly should be extending out, almost like a
extend,
balloon.
yes, it
Mhm.
should extend out. And
Mhm.
sometimes you have to sort of do it dramatically until you feel it happen naturally. It really took a while for me. I received benefit just from breathing through my nose in the guided breath work, and eventually it did go out, but it took me a while.
Yeah, and don't worry, we're going to be doing some exercises to get you started on this in a little bit later. Um, but just so that
It
you can
does take a lot of
understand,
practice.
it does. Yeah, it could
Mhm.
take a lot of practice. We're going to give you some practice though today. We're going to get you started, Crystal.
Oh
Um,
no, I'm good. From years of singing, I can't even breathe the other
oh,
way. It's very
yeah.
awkward. Like I can't even make myself
Okay.
do that.
Okay. Awesome. Yep. So singing is a great tool and technique to use in teaching yourself actually how to breathe.
Would you like to hear me sing?
Freedom, what did you notice were some of the benefits for you? Like as you started concentrating on your breath work, what did you notice it was doing for you?
I was intuitively drawn to it, and my ultimate goal was I wanted to meditate, but the idea of meditation, so boring. I'm not going to sit down. I wouldn't. So I found the Wim Hof breath work just on my news feed. I could make a cup of coffee, go sit outside. It was fun. It was energetic. And what I found when I started it was it put me into a meditative state. So the breath holds I adjusted his technique a bit, but those breath holds were magical. And when I was done, I would just sit there in a meditative state. It was pure magic for a highly anxious, highly strung, busy person. And it was fun enough that I wanted to do it. I felt benefits the first time I did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it helped you with meditation, which helps you calm the mind. Did you notice anything like even physically for yourself?
Well, absolutely. I mean, when I started, I didn't with the shallow breathing. I was also always in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Being quick. I felt very disconnected from my body. And I didn't know I was disconnected from my body until I found this energetic breath work that was fun. He has a really fun energy when you come across him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I was disconnected from my body, and I didn't know I was shallow breathing. I just knew that I needed to find a way to meditate, because you hear about the benefits of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And I just knew I needed a break from my mind. And I did the breath work, and on the breath holds of the Wim Hof method, I did it. And
Mm-hmm.
it just clicked right there for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And did you even notice, like, because I'm looking at our group and I know we have like a couple of writers in the group, like, did you notice anything as far as just your own creative process, things like that? Did you notice it affecting your life, in other ways besides just the mind? And yeah.
Yeah, it was it was magical. So I started doing the breath work every day, because when you're so anxious and hyper vigilant all the time and in your mind, when you grab that second of peace, you want it more. So I started doing the breath work every day, and then going inward and being out of my mind, sort of out of the busy mind. As I would go about my day, I recognized other ways of doing things, other opportunities. It was amazing. It was like a whole other world existed outside of my brain, and the busyness.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds amazing, right? Because it sounds like you were able to just connect to greater, really wisdom and guidance for yourself just by slowing down that breath and increasing your oxygen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Elaine.
Yes, I wanted to ask the difference between breathing in through your nose versus your mouth.
Ooh, breathing in through your nose is the single number one best thing you can do. Your body is actually made to breathe through your nose. It filters the air, it warms the air. There's a calming, it releases nitric oxide, which is a vasodilator. And so everything works better. We were not made to breathe through our mouth, in through our
Do
mouth ever.
do you release it through your nose or through your mouth?
So supposedly the perfect way to do it is in through the nose and out through the nose. But I still like to breathe out through my mouth. I just do what's comfortable for me, and comfortable for me is in through the nose and just not breathing out, but just letting the air come out on the exhale.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Elaine. That's a great question. And I do also like freedom. When I'm concentrating on breath work, I breathe in through my nose, but I breathe out through my mouth. It just does feel much more comfortable for me as well. So you can play with that and see what feels best to you for sure. Yeah. Freedom, like as you got started on this journey of breath work, what were some of the things that were a little bit challenging to you? Because I keep noticing you're saying, like, as I started doing it every day, like sometimes it's really hard to do something every day. Like, what were some of the things that came up for you that made it a little hard?
Let's see. It wasn't the time, because the 3-round Wim Hof video I found,
Mhm.
I loved it. I looked forward to it multiple times per day. I was breathing all the time. I was so addicted to that breath hold, just that quiet space. I think the challenge in the beginning was when I found the video, the way he would do the inhale and exhale is hyperventilation. And so I intuitively changed that to breathing in through my nose.
Mhm.
The challenge was always to feel the belly, to breathe in using the diaphragm. So that was a challenge for a while. But honestly, I felt so good just doing the guided breath work and breathing in through my nose, and having that quiet on the breath hold, that I loved it. I did it every day. I didn't even research how it worked or what it did for a year at least, because just all of that oxygen, just it puts you into your blood pH into an alkaline state, and you feel the benefits physically, mentally, spiritually, right off the bat.
Mhm. Yeah. Did you notice you had more energy?
I noticed that I felt clear, and
Mhm.
I felt expanded energetically. I
Mhm.
felt open. I felt centered
Yeah. I
and more
find it
quiet.
helps with focus as well. Do you find that, like, for focusing? A lot of people struggle with focusing. Yeah.
Yes.
So what helped you with, when we're trying to add more things that we want to do every day, like more practices into our life, just the joy and the overall great feeling that you had doing it just got you to be able to do it. Like that's how you overcame the challenge of adding something else to your life. Anything else that was a little bit difficult or hard, or was it mostly easy?
Um, I think it was mostly easy. It's become my favorite thing I do every day, and I do it all the time. I think because I felt the magic of it spiritually.
Mhm.
So if I have a problem, if I have a question, if I want to be more creative, it's my answer to everything,
Mhm.
because when I do the breath work and I have the holds and the stillness, I mean, it opens up everything.
Mhm. Yeah, beautiful. It's very encouraging, and I'm sure you're all getting kind of excited to do some of these techniques in a little bit. Um, all right, so when people are breathing, when we move into the practice portion, they be focusing on their chest or their belly?
Yes, the 2 number 1 things, you can do any breath work practice anywhere. And if
Mhm.
you simply breathe in through your nose and
Mhm.
then place your hand on your belly and try to breathe in using your diaphragm so the belly goes out, it doesn't matter what technique you do, you'll be receiving amazing benefits.
Mhm. Yeah. When I'm working with clients, I always have them put one hand on their chest and one hand on their belly so that they can feel that the hand on their chest is remaining still and the hand on their belly is moving. So it's a little something that I do with people. And a fun fact is if you ever have looked at someone when they're sleeping. When we're sleeping, we breathe correctly. We breathe using our diaphragm. So when someone's sleeping, you will notice it's their belly that's moving, not their chest. So it's probably one of the reasons why sleep replenishes us as well, because we're breathing better. What do you think about that, Freedom?
Oh, some people use mouth tape to just breathe through their nose. But I think I agree with you. When you're asleep, your mind's not creating an environment. Your mind and how you think really affects how you breathe.
And Freedom, when we met to do this together, I asked you what was a surprising benefit, like something that surprised you about the breath work. Because most of us, we kind of know, okay, it can help us with stress, maybe it can help us with energy, anxiety, but you discovered something even more profound for yourself.
Well, for me, it was the intuitive awareness. It gave it a very magical feel. And I just think that everything magical about us, we all have. And it's so profound to me that when we come into this world, we take a breath, and that when we leave, we take another breath. And in between, I feel we can use our breath for, I just call it magic, but it's for intuitive awareness, intuitive insights, just to make ourselves healthier. When I breathe in, I visualize that breath. I like visualize it clear and clean, and I will send it to different parts of my body. And then I will visualize for example, I just would breathe in and visualize pure, clean, fresh oxygen in just all of my organs and in my spleen. And when my blood comes through, the blood gains that healthy, clean oxygen, and then it goes into all the parts of my body, healing every cell. It's beautiful. You can do so. And once you've experienced enough magic with the breath work, visualizing that and believing it happening, it just feels, it's so real to me.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. And I love the addition of the visual. And when I teach intuitive development, and by the way, Tara and I are going to be teaching starting in May together. We always start as teachers with the breath. When you're connecting intuitively, connecting to the spirit world, it always begins with a breath. So it makes sense that even if you're not pursuing intuitive development, that you can have those moments of enlightenment or wisdom, because you're really with your breath connecting to a deeper part of yourself where all that wisdom and knowledge really lives, and that sense of peace lives. So there's a physiology behind all of this, right? So the science behind all of this is that we are working with the central nervous system by using the breath. And your central nervous system needs oxygen to stay calm. So that go-to response of holding our breath, every time we hold our breath, we're not taking in oxygen, or every time we're shallow breathing, we're only taking in a little bit of oxygen. So the central nervous system becomes oxygen deprived. And when that happens, it gets all fired up. And the firing up of the nervous system is what makes us feel anxious, feel exhausted, feel stressed. So the number one go-to for stress and anxiety is really taking a breath, is breathing correctly. So when people work with their breathing, they can oftentimes not take a medication, for anxiety or take less of that medication for anxiety. It's really that profound, just feeding your body with oxygen. So when we're doing breath work for stress, for anxiety, for focus, we're really wanting to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. So we're wanting to feed it with oxygen, right? And when it's fed with oxygen, it signals to the brain that we can calm down. And we're countering the sympathetic nervous system by doing that shallow, rapid breath. We're firing it up. So we want to take those nice deep breaths that we're going to teach you how to do today to feed your body with the full amount of oxygen in one breath. So when Freedom was saying the shape of the lungs and like filling it all the way to the depth, the bottom of the lungs, which is the widest part of the lungs, that's what we're talking about, getting a fully expanded lung with oxygen that can be sent now to the nervous system and through your bloodstream. And you noticeably calm down. And I'm sure even in your lives, you've had a time where someone has said to you, because you've been a little nervous or had a lot going on, or you're kind of like a squirrel racing around, just take a breath, just breathe, right? Because we even intuitively know for ourselves, we need to take a breath. People that don't know why, they don't know that there's a science behind it, will say that. And it's because our body is telling us what it needs. So any questions about that before we go into teaching you some simple breathing techniques? Or any questions about anything in general? All right, you ready to practice?
Yep.
Okay. And by the way, I'm going to send you an email tomorrow, a follow-up email that will have a link of a video that you can use for yourself to guide you through some breathing, okay? Because I know Freedom's been talking about that a lot. So, Tara, were you going to ask a question?
I was just going to ask Freedom how long before it became a little more comfortable, because I noticed when I try to do like deeper diaphragm breathing, like I just feel like I'm exhausted after a couple of breaths of that. So that was my question for her.
Oh, how long? It's hard for me to say how long before it got better, but I just did it every day, and then it actually just became easier, and I noticed I was doing it. So I don't know, it's so hard to say. If you use a guided breath work, like on Insight Timer or Wim Hof, and you just follow it and do it, I mean, I bet you would start feeling it in a couple of weeks. Feeling it become easier and breathing all the way down.
That's a great question too, because I think you feel some results immediately, but having that long-term change in yourself, like a more consistent shift and change in yourself, you would need to be doing any practice that helps you in that way for a little bit of time. So thank you for that question, Tara. That's a good one. So I want everyone to just get really comfortable, okay? When practicing breath work, I like to have people sitting in a chair, but sometimes people want to lie down. You can really just be physically comfortable. If you need support on your shoulders, have that support. So we can give you all a chance to do that. And while you're doing that, Freedom, I would love for you to just put in the chat any way someone could get in touch with you if they wanted to have a breath work session with you. Okay.
Absolutely. I would love to.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is diaphragmatic breathing. Okay. And diaphragmatic breathing is really for relaxation. It reduces your stress. It can lower your heart rate. It can make you feel just a little bit more stable and balanced. And I'm going to talk you through the breathing. I'm going to go one round where Freedom is going to demonstrate how to do it for you. So you can watch Freedom as I talk you through it. And then we're going to have it take a breath and take a breath literally. And then I'm going to walk you through that so that you can practice the technique as well. Okay. All right. So Freedom, I'm going to have you just place one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. And while you're breathing, I want you to concentrate on blowing your stomach up like a balloon as you're taking the inhale. And when you're exhaling, I want you to concentrate on deflating the balloon. So when you're inhaling, the stomach should rise, and when you're exhaling, the stomach should go back in. Okay, so I'm going to have you start by just taking a nice deep breath in through your nose, blowing your stomach up like a balloon, and just holding it for a moment, just allowing, and then exhaling through your mouth, deflating your stomach. And taking another nice deep breath in through your nose, filling your belly with air, blowing it up like a balloon, and a brief hold. And then breathing out through your mouth and deflating your belly. Okay. All right. So everyone, I want you to do it along with me. I'm going to guide you through 4 of those nice breaths. We're going to just all do it together. Okay. One hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach. You really want to just be feeling the hand on your stomach moving. You can close your eyes if it helps you concentrate better. Just breathing in a nice deep breath in through your nose, filling your belly with air. And hold. And then breathing out through your mouth, deflating your belly. And a second breath in through your nose, filling your belly with air, and hold. And then breathing out fully through your mouth, deflating your belly. And a nice third breath in through your nose, filling your belly with air, and hold. And then breathing out through your mouth, deflating your belly. And a final 4th breath in through your nose, filling your belly with air, and hold. And then breathing out through your mouth, fully deflating your belly. And just take a moment, just notice how you're feeling now. Might be feeling a little calmer, a little more focused within yourself. Those are all natural things to be feeling. And this is a great and easy technique that you can be doing anywhere and at any time. No one would even have to know you're doing it. You don't have to put your hand on your chest and your belly. It's just great to do that when you're practicing. And I feel like this belly breathing, a great place to practice is like even just when you're driving. I call it like doing sit-ups without having to actually do the sit-up, right? Just expanding your belly and contracting, expanding your belly and contracting. So how did that feel to everyone? Did you feel like you were able to do it, or was it difficult?
I found it relaxing.
Were you able to like get that belly moving?
A little bit, but I could feel like it wasn't like I would only so far, and I felt like I could definitely do more.
Yeah, I felt
Yeah,
that.
so Crystal, you have your way of already doing it, which is perfectly fine, using the 5 count. Who else was just speaking? I didn't see.
It
Oh,
works.
Helen.
Yeah, I mean, I felt very peaceful. Yes, I could feel the difference. I could feel it inflate and deflate. Yeah, it felt energizing even and very peaceful.
Excellent.
I'll say I felt the very calming aspect of it. And how many breaths are you supposed to take a day when you're focusing? Is this?
How long would you say? How many breaths, Freedom? I would say at least 10. But
When
what
I
would
sit
you
when
do?
I sit down to do breath work and I add the visualization, I would do 20 to 30 in about
Mm.
3. Because what'll happen is as you're breathing, you breathe in and out, and you keep it a cycle, sometimes without a lot of pauses, and you'll feel better with the oxygen.
Mhm.
And so then you won't have that antsy urge to get up and move around. The oxygen actually calms you, but it takes me 20 to 30 breaths.
Mm.
If I conquer the first 20 to 30 and I add breath holds too, I'll sit there easy 3 rounds of that. And you've breathed 100 times and you feel good and you don't want to move.
Okay, so were you starting out at 100 times when you first started? So like someone just starting, would you say like 15 or 20 is a good run, or do you do it in the morning and then in the afternoon and the evening to get 100?
I think the most important part is when you start, do what feels comfortable for you. But in one sitting, to really feel it, I have to take about 20 breaths, 20 deep breaths through my nose, relaxing out, and you'll feel calm.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I mean, we only did 4, and you all felt a little effect after only 4. So can you imagine if you
If
did
you
20
If
or
you push
30,
through to
right?
20, yes, if
Yeah.
you push through to 20, that
Mhm.
antsiness, I got to do the laundry, I got to answer that email, if you commit to 20 breaths when you sit down, full deep breaths, that will go away.
Mhm.
And then it won't sound like a lot. You'll want to sit there and do more.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I think I agree with Freedom. Like for me, I'll do 10. Could I benefit from more? So I think you have to find the number of like what you're willing to do. Like whenever we're starting a new practice, we have to start with like what we're willing to do to get ourselves excited about it. And as we start reaping the benefits of a new practice, whatever it is, you just naturally want to do it more. So like when I'm teaching people meditation, for some people, I'll just start out like, we're going to just do it for 2 minutes because that's all they can manage, right? We have to start where we're at. But over time, as they develop that practice and feel the benefits of it, they're going to sit longer and longer. So I think we have to be easy on ourselves, but it's great to just think about the 3 rounds of 30, to have that profound effect. Like that's a goal we can all be moving towards, you know?
Yes, and it puts me into meditation. So I'll do the
Yeah.
breath work,
Mhm.
and then I will feel the oxygen, and it puts me right into a meditative state.
Mhm. Yeah. Did anyone struggle with it? This first technique? No. Excellent. All right. You ready for the second kind?
Yes.
All right. So first I'm going to have Freedom demonstrate like through two rounds of the breath. And then we'll pause, take a breath, and then we'll do it all together. Okay. So just be watching Freedom. This is called a lot of people call this the 4-7-8 breathing technique. This is actually, again, everything's really great for anxiety and stress, but this one also can really help you with sleep and just your emotional response to something. All right. Okay. Freedom, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to start out with this one. First, I'm going to just say what it is, Freedom, and then lead you through it. You're going to start out with just a big, loud exhale, just exhaling through the mouth to just get any residual air out of your body. Then I'm going to have you inhale through the nose. Then we're going to have a holding count, then an exhale loudly again with a count of that exhale. And we're going to go through that a couple times.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, I've never done this one, but I'm totally
All
up
right.
for it.
Okay. All right. So just start with a loud exhale through the mouth. Like a whoosh. And then I want you to inhale quietly through the nose, counting to 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to have you hold that for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale again loudly through the mouth to the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale again quietly through the nose to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale loudly for the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. How was that for you, Freedom?
I liked it. I've never done that one before, but I like it.
Trying something new. All right. So anyone who struggles with sleep, this might be your go-to. Okay. And I just want to remind you, because you're all going to get a link to the recording of this. So if you're wanting someone to guide you through it, you can just fast forward to this part and do this exercise. Okay. All right. So get comfy again and ready to do the 4-7-8 breathing technique. All right, we're going to all start just with a loud exhale through the mouth. Now I'm going to have you inhale through your nose quietly to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it to the count of 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the mouth loudly to the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale quietly through your nose to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it to the count of 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale loudly through your mouth to the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale quietly through your nose to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it to the count of 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale loudly through your mouth to the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale quietly through the nose to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it to the count of 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one last big exhale to the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come on back. So that was a little more involved, right? How was that for you?
That I'll take practice.
I couldn't do the count as long, about half of the time. I could do the inhale 4, but the rest of them I couldn't do
Oh.
that long.
So maybe the count for you needs to be a little shorter. You know, it was too long of time for right now.
Yeah.
That's
Makes me
understandable.
feel kind of dizzy and lightheaded.
Okay, yep. Mhm.
Yeah, I could exhale.
With the holding, were you aware, Crystal, like which part was the hardest?
Yeah, the breathing out to the 8 count
Mm-hmm.
was the hardest part because when the exhale loudly, like the louder I exhale, I feel like the more breath I breathe out,
Like,
and it makes it,
yeah,
yeah,
you're letting
Mhm.
both out at once. Yep.
Correct. So it's a little softer breath for me,
Yep.
but yeah, so
Mhm.
that part is a little challenging, and the
Yeah.
breathing in is fine, but the 4 count and then holding it and the breathing out makes me
Okay.
lightheaded.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. me
Anyone
too.
else struggle with it?
I was a little lightheaded,
Okay. Yep.
but that's okay.
Well,
Yeah,
we
I
don't want
wasn't.
anyone to be lightheaded for sure. So, I mean, this is about sampling and kind of picking the ones that kind of work for you and that you like. And also with this one, it would take a lot of practice to develop that strength of the slower count, you know? Yeah. Helen and Joanne, how'd you do?
Yeah,
I started
equally.
yawning sometimes. Oh.
Sorry. Equally, the exhale was the hard part.
Okay.
I ran out of exhaling.
Yeah. Yeah, because we let it out too fast, too much, too soon. Yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay. Yep. All right. So this was a challenging one, but you'll have the video if you want to practice it, you can. Okay.
I liked holding it. I remember and feeling.
Yep.
I just the holding it felt good because I could feel the movement around. Like
So
that kind of was a neat feeling. I can.
where you're doing the first type of breathing, but in between the inhale and the exhale, I only did a very brief hold for that one, but maybe you can hold that one a little bit longer. And that might just feel better to all of you, you know? Mhm. Definitely.
Yes, breath holds are my favorite.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go to the next one, which is a lot of people call it box breathing. This one is really good for actually panic. So that's like anxiety in a much more heightened state, anxiety and stress. It can help with concentration. It can, if you do it beforehand, it could help you prepare for a stressful situation, like when you're walking into it. So that's what this one is kind of commonly known for. So again, I'm going to have Freedom demonstrate it. And Freedom, we're going to breathe out all the air from your lungs. Then we're going to breathe into a count. You're going to visualize your lungs and stomach expanding. You're going to hold it to a count, exhale to a count, hold to a count, inhale to a count. So it's going to be a little bit like in between the first two that we did together, if that makes sense, because the counts are not nearly as long for all of you. Okay, so Freedom, just everyone keep your eyes on Freedom. Just watch how she does it. Breathe out all the air of your lungs. And now breathe in through your nose slowly to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it to 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your mouth to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. So that one is similar. It's like in between the first two because you have some holds, but they're not as long, and the exhale is not as long. So for those of you that were exhaling too much at once, this is going to probably feel a little bit better. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Could you do one more demo of that?
Want me to do one more? Oh yeah, I didn't take her through 2 breaths. Okay, we'll do one more. Exhale all the air out of your lungs, Freedom. Now breathe in through your nose to 4, 3, 2, 1. hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale to 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you're all ready? And again, you can close your eyes if you want to, or you can keep watching Freedom because she'll be demonstrating. All right, here we go. So just breathe out all the air of your lungs. Now breathe in through your nose to 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale to 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold to 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale to 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale to 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale to 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back to the Zoom. How is that for everybody?
I like that one.
You like that one, Joanne?
Yes.
And what did you like about it? Was it because it was a shorter hold?
I
Shorter?
think it was because it was a shorter hold, and I don't know, it just felt more natural to me, like in my rhythm, until I maybe, like you said, get stronger lungs or build that muscle strength.
Yep. Okay. Anyone else?
How do you get your body to get used to the last hold after you exhale? Because my body wants to just breathe in again real quick after my last exhale versus holding for another 4.
You mean when I actually stopped? Or
Yeah, so breathe in and then hold, breathe out. That second hold for 4,
Mhm.
like my body says, oh God, you got to breathe in. So how do I train myself to hold?
continuing and going back into the inhale?
Mhm.
Okay. So maybe for you, you just end on the exhale and
Okay.
don't on a hold, you know? Because you're ending on the you're ending on the hold and then you have to breathe in. Of course.
Right.
Yeah. So you might just feel more comfortable just ending on the exhale.
Or
Absolutely.
maybe I just work towards it, like maybe hold for 1 and then to 2 and work up to it or something.
Not important. I think you can just end on the exhale. I don't think you're gonna
Okay.
not experience at all. I think it's okay, Crystal. You know?
I struggled with the same thing. Like I did, as soon as the other hold was easier for me, but that one where I exhaled and then would hold, like that one was really uncomfortable, and I felt like I would
And you know,
Yeah.
to inhaling and holding, but we're not used to exhaling and holding. So that's just gonna be practice, you know? And I'm even just thinking, Crystal, if you with the singing, I don't know how to sing. I'm the world's worst singer. But like I think of like taking the breath and then singing. Your singing in a lot of ways is your exhale, and then you have to take in another breath, right?
Yeah.
You're asking your body to do something very different from the muscle memory of your body, you know?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Anyone else with this one?
Yeah, it was very good. I like this the best. I did like this.
I think this one the best.
Yeah. Yeah, it was totally peaceful.
How was it for you, Elaine?
I liked it. Yeah.
All right, so we're almost out of time, but I wanted, if it's okay with you, Freedom, just for a moment. One of the things that Freedom talked about was how she just connected more to that in her intuition, to that deeper place within herself. And maybe just Freedom, if you can demonstrate the breathing that you do when you do that, because,
Sure.
in all my work with people, it's all about like connecting within, finding that within yourself. So I just love breath work to do that too. And maybe we can just end with that, a little tutorial of that.
Oh, awesome. I would love to share what I do. And this is how I start every day after coffee. So coffee first, and then I do breath work. But yes, I would love to show you what I do because it's energizing and it's expansive. At the same time, it takes me inward and out of my mind.
Mhm.
So if everybody would get comfortable and close your eyes and just breathe naturally for a second. And then focus on breathing in through your nose until you're full. There's a natural pause and then exhale. So now visualize breathing in this beautiful, pure oxygen in through your nose. See it filling your lungs and cleansing and healing, and then breathe out. Take another deep breath in. Visualize this oxygen, this pure healing oxygen filling your heart center, cleansing, clearing. Breathe out. Take another deep breath in. Send it to the middle of your body and visualize this beautiful oxygen mixing with your solar plexus energy, expanding, and then breathe out. Take 3 more deep breaths in, filling your whole body, cleansing and clearing. Breathe out. Breathe in again. Feel the beautiful, clear, white oxygen cleansing and clearing your body. Breathe out. Take another big breath in. Send this oxygen everywhere in your body, cleansing and clearing and energizing, and breathe out. Then you can open your eyes. And I hope you feel cleared and expanded. And the oxygen, it's just so calming.
That was wonderful. How did that feel to everybody?
It feels less lightheaded when you don't hold it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about the visualization? I particularly love that. Did anyone really like just visualizing? Yeah.
I did. I like the colors. I also seen, different colors were coming in and
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I also like following the voices too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you can do it a quick way and an easy way to do it yourself when you breathe is when you sit down, you wouldn't even need a guided breath work. Just breathe in, send it to the root, watch that red fill your body and your aura. Breathe in again, send it to your sacral, watch the orange expand, fill your body, fill your aura. And you can do it, just do it for each chakra up and each chakra down. And by the time you do 14 breaths, you'll be in stillness. You can just visualize yourself in this rainbow of color.
I love it. Mhm.
Thank you.
Love it. Well,
With-
thank you everybody for being with us, for breathing together, for taking so many sacred breaths all together. I do believe that it is with community that we really all do expand our awareness and grow, and that by breathing even as a group together, it makes it even easier for us to do the techniques that we practice today. And I want to thank Freedom. Please look,
you.
click on Freedom's Gmail in the chat. I will also send that to, I'm going to send an email out tomorrow. It will have the recording of this video. We'll have how you can get in touch with Freedom if you want to do some more breath work with her.
I love it.
Have a reading with her. Coming up in my Soul Sanctuary community, that's my membership community, April, we are all about gratitude. So we're going to have our cafe, I believe it's next Wednesday. It's going to be about creating a gratitude practice and how gratitude benefits us. We do a cafe and then a healing circle around gratitude. May is angels, June is journaling. So a lot of fun things there if you're interested in that. I'm going to put my Facebook group in the chat if you would like to come become a part of the House Within. That's where I've just got a lot of things going on for you, how to take care of yourself, self-belief, intuition, life purpose, and all those beautiful things. So thank you for being with us today. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to either Freedom or myself.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.